No. Seattle has already said, hey, we're willing to make a trade for Baker Mayfield if the price is right. Now, with that being said, we know everything and all of the things that center around, Deshaun Watson going to Cleveland. Now, they did give up a lot to get Deshaun Watson, but when you can acquire a quarterback that's MVP, All-Pro, and leads the league in passing yards in a season at one point in time in his career, you do it. And they got a 2024 sixth-round draft pick. Now, the Cleveland Browns, man, they're smart, but don't get too greedy in this situation. Baker Mayfield is going to walk next year, so why lose him for nothing? If you can get one draft pick, at least trade him for one draft pick. But I understand they didn't want to look like, hey, we got finesse by a team. Ego thing comes into play. But let him walk for free or get 1 to 2 draft picks. You take your choice. I mean, you gave up 6. You gave up 2022s, 23, and 24. First round. I know you're going to try to get that first round, at least one of those first rounds from Seattle. But Seattle's like, if the price is right. No first rounds, my guy. You have no leverage in this position. So, with that being said, Seattle knows they have the leverage. So, they said, if the price is right, we're willing to make a trade with you. This trade would have already been done if Cleveland did not want to have or try to. I feel like they're trying to get at least one of those first round draft picks back, man. But if you know you're going to have a chance at a Super Bowl, I don't care, man. Do it. Now, if you look at the Seattle Seahawks draft picks situation right now in the draft, hey, get Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback. You already have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Some would consider 2 of the top 10 wide receivers in the league. Hey, it's debatable. Then you could use those draft picks to fill out your offensive line. Now, we know Baker Mayfield's best season was in the West Coast offense. And on top of that, he had a double-headed dragon, dual sword, whatever you want to call it, in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So they'll have to have at least a decent running game, to make Baker Mayfield as elite as he used to be. I love the West Coast offense for Baker Mayfield because, like I said, that was his best season that we see him play in that offensive scheme. Now, if you look at the system that the Seattle Seahawks run all the way at the bottom, their offensive scheme is the West Coast offense too. And when you look at Russell Wilson and Baker Mayfield, their play styles are almost alike. They can make freestyle plays outside of the pocket, or they can stay in the pocket and make plays. I don't want to hear anything about Baker Mayfield's mechanics, this and that. He doesn't have the arm. Russell Wilson doesn't have an arm like Aaron Rodgers either. So I don't want to just say everything is about arm talent. It's not. When you look at the offensive scheme in Baker Mayfield's rookie year, the Earnhardt-Perkins scheme, not only that, Baker Mayfield needs to go to a coach that knows what he's doing. And I think Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. So if you look at the Earnhardt-Perkins scheme that Baker Mayfield was in, you guys see it. The system is built entirely on concepts, groupings of routes that fit together. Baker Mayfield didn't perform, and you can see the route, kind of what the routes are run in this particular system. He didn't perform very well in that system. No thanks to Hugh Jackson on top of that, him coming in and saying that Baker Mayfield wasn't ready to start. I don't know where he got that from. I mean, if you draft a quarterback number 1 overall, you better start him day 1. I don't care, hard knocks or not. Then Hugh Jackson is fired. They then bring in Freddie Kitchens and his system, the Air Coryell system. Now, what does that system entail? The Air Coryell system is a vertical-based offensive system. There's a lot of vertical routes that give you like 15 yards if you complete the play. If you run slants across the middle, it'll give you about 7 to 8 yards. How do those route trees look? They look something like this. You got one. That's an 18-yard play. Like I say, you got some going across the middle. You got some out routes. You got some 12-yard cut routes, cut back in. You got some slant shot there. Hey, this system, though, is the worst that Baker Mayfield performed under Freddie Kitchens. We know, man, hard knocks coming in. I don't know what Cleveland tried to do to Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield in a grand scheme of things, man, Baker Mayfield for some reason is getting a lot of hate that isn't deserved, man. I don't know why. And then you see the West Coast offense implemented for Baker Mayfield. I'm not. Hey, Kevin Stefanski, in my opinion, is a genius because I don't know how he knew that the West Coast offense would work for Baker Mayfield. On top of that, he knew we got to get Nick Chubb. We got to get Kareem Hunt to make this offense open up even more. And this was during the COVID-riddled year. Now, that may have something to do with how well Baker Mayfield played. But, hey, all we can go by is what we got on tape. Now, we know he went 8-9 this year only because of injuries. Now, I don't know who is advising Baker Mayfield, but that guy needs to be fired because if I'm advising Baker Mayfield and I know after this season we're due up for a contract, I'm not putting bad tape on him. After going 11-5, you got to build on that. So whoever advised them, they need to be fired. They went 8-9. Well, we know the Seattle Seahawks, they went 7-10. Like I say, Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson, they almost play the same. They almost look the same. Not saying Baker Mayfield is on the same level as Russ, but they almost look the same when it comes to play style. So the West Coast offense is already implemented in Seattle, and we know if Baker Mayfield goes to a squad that has a coach that's competent, it will work for Baker Mayfield. Now, on top of that, you got to fix that offensive line, Seattle. So if you acquire Baker Mayfield, the transition could be smooth sailing. You already saw he'll be a free agent after this year. Now look at the total contracts of all of the top 10 quarterbacks when it comes to total contract value. Does Baker Mayfield think he's top 5? Does he think he's top 10? I don't know. Like I say, whoever advised him to play injured is probably going to advise him that he's worth top 5 money. And like I say, whoever advised him to play injured needs to be fired, bro. Because he potentially ruined his opportunity to get this type of money. Now, NFL quarterbacks contracts with the most guaranteed money, $230 million for Deshaun Watson. He is now first after what we saw. Now, when you look at highest paid quarterback yearly, if I'm not mistaken, this is annually. Does Baker Mayfield think he's $40 million? I still don't think Dak Prescott is worth $40 million, but that's what the market value was at. So Baker Mayfield, like I say, whoever advised him to play injured, they just messed up that man's money. Seattle runs this style offense, the offense that Baker Mayfield played his best years. Granted, it was during COVID, no fans in the stadium. Could have been the reason why he played well, I'm not sure. But all I know is in the West Coast system, he went 11-5. Kevin Stefanski said, hey, this is the best system that I think you would play well in. And he did. So Baker Mayfield to Seattle makes a ton of sense. Seattle's already said, we're willing to do it if the price is right. Cleveland, it's on you.